All right. What is up, YouTube? Everybody in Twitch chat and YouTube, say hello, hello. We're here to give an account review to Fish. So Fish is been World 6 and is trying to get up to the big boys. Well, I can tell you right now, I'm very happy to see you're doing your mini bosses. That is good. You've got traps you do need to claim. You've got some buildings you've got to do, and it looks like your Equinox is full, so we'll take a look at that as well. I've took a look at your post box or your PO boxes. You're not super hurting on that, which is a nice thing. I'm curious. I feel like you'd be following for common tropes. Okay, so you've kind of made a mistake going for Luster. If you're going to be pushing World 6, your goal should be, instead of going for Luster, you should be going for Divine. Like this. Focusing primarily on Divine, and if you can't afford Divine right now, focus on getting everybody up to Troll. My guess is you're probably Salt Locked. Does that play out about right? Ah, indeed, another Slush Gang enjoyer. Indeed, another Slush Gang enjoyer. A multi-Slush Gang enjoyer. The man has 3, 4! But weak in general? Got it. Okay, so first things first, I can see you are neglecting your other character's tools, and it's starting to kind of creep. Every single tool that you have in the game is also classified as a stat stick. Every value, every piece of strength, agi, wisdom, what have you, it's all part of cumulative stats. So it's something you do not want to neglect. In your case, I know you're hurting on salts, but I would wholeheartedly recommend getting everybody up to a minimum of void tools. Void tools on everyone. Minimum void tools on everybody. I see you have DNA splicers, which is good. You have some slush skulls, but I wholeheartedly recommend you push the fuck out of ceramic skulls as fast as possible. Get some of these guys, on a manifest skulls, something else. The ceramic and shit skulls are. Well, tools are. Yeah, no, it's definitely achievable. It's definitely achievable. But yeah, the ceramic skulls and the wax skulls, those early skulls are complete trash. You need to get the fuck away from them as fast as you can. So push that shit out. Let's take a look at the account in general. Okay, this is a huge one. If you want to get to the big boys, bud, you need to Onyx your statues. You need to get started on Onyxing your statues, and holy shit, that is the number. Let's get this here. So Onyx your statues. Get started on that. How do I farm power statues? Power statues, I believe you can farm at board beans. So let's take a look. Do you have... Yeah, 5k bubbles is... let me see your skills here. No, not skills, talents. Talents. Where is your bubo? Here's your bubo. Okay, so your tentakill is low. Is very low. 100%. You need to bump this up. Okay, you do have other points in it, which is good, but yeah, you need to bump your tentakill up, and you need to start helping that out. How does he have almost same bubbles and stamps? That's crazy. We've seen some accounts. Yeah, it needs to be around 200, 210. I don't recall the exact sweet spot, but at that point, you're able to bubo farm. At that point, you're just able to shit as much out as you can, and you're able to constantly keep your attacks up off of cooldown. 200? Okay. So definitely book the shit out of this. Get this up like ASAP, because I think that's also what's hurting you. DK is also very good for statue farming. Board beans is going to be your best bet for your early statues. That's the best place to farm them out. All right, let's just kind of break down what we're looking at here. So for apocalypses, you've chowed 70, but you haven't super chowed any, and you've done no wowing. Okay. This isn't a super high priority. There's other things I think you're struggling with on your account, but this is something I want you to consider working on as well. Is Zhao, Wow, and Chow. Your DB. The reason for it being is you're missing out on free stats here. Absolutely, you're missing out on free stats. Let's take a look at your constellations. You've done your constellations up to a point. Very nice. Very nice. Needs to do some gaming, bro. Got the same plants picked as cheaters. Okay, yeah. I mean, your vault's fine. Let's take a look at your anvil here. Make sure you are signing all your points. You're missing out on free generation. Level 30 skilling definitely needs to be improved. Yeah, no, I think overall there's a lot of improvement that needs to be done. Do make sure you're spending your anvil points. There's no point in sitting on anvil points unspent. Spend them. Your forge. Are you actually forging anything or no? And this is just a bug. You have all the upgrades. Because first and foremost, you should not be not smelting at all times. You need to be smelting stuff. The farther you get into the bars is crazy. So you need to be smelting. I tried forging marble and it got everything burnt up. Okay, just kind of spread it out. Make sure you're constantly putting in. I know that the increased rates have made it a lot easier to burn through supply, but it is still critical that you keep smelting. Keep smelting. Yeah, you have 5,300 stamps, and this is crazy. This is crazy. You don't have multi-tool stamp. Yes, RS soundtrack. We have a whole bunch. 200 million slot. Yeah, just fucking dump everything you have in there. So, if you want to get with the big boys, you're gonna need this. You can get this from World 5. Now, if I look at your divinity, I hope you have it. I hope you have it enough. But yeah, you need to go pick up multi-tool stamp from World 5. As for a minimum of your stamps, I think if you really want to hit with the big boys, first off, when we talk big boys, I mean, we've had some pretty early endgame accounts, things like that I've seen. Most of the guys that I'm seeing that are quote-unquote endgame, we're recommending they're pushing their stamps out to 13, 14, 15, 16K. You are nowhere near ready for this position because I guarantee your printer's subpar, and that's not on you, you just don't fully understand. Because you're kind of slacking in these departments. For you, I think an achievable goal is, I would say, push this to 7 to 8K. A stamp total of 7 to 8K stamps. Picking up multi-tool stamp is critical. And juicing the ever-loving shit out of it. Hands down. I see a lot of blue here. I see a shitload of blue. I definitely think this is achievable. Owl... You could probably bump this up another 2, functionally speaking. Do some more clicking. Oh boy. Oh boy. I mean, you're... I'm out of 15. Well, I mean... Okay. Your alchemy is so far behind, bud. You don't even have all the bubbles unlocked. So first and foremost, when it comes to alchemy, you need to prioritize 2 bubbles above all else when you start working on alchemy. 1, Larry, so that you get the buy one, get one free, free upgrade at no additional charge. And your undeveloped cost, so you're reducing the materials cost of your alchemy bubbles. These 2 work in conjunction very well. Very, very well. I need you to focus on getting these up and running because they will help push out everything else. The goal is for all your stamps, or for your bubbles in these early couple of pages, I want you to push everything out here to a 70% minimum because you're missing out on a lot. You're missing out on drop rate, you're missing out on bonus damage, you're missing out on cranium or on cooking roadkill, so you're missing out on cranium cooking time, how much progress you're getting per kill, the cooldown reductions. You're missing a lot. A lot. So we're going to push, I want to say, push alchemy. Alchemy to 70% minimum. 70% minimum. I think that's wholeheartedly achievable once you invest some time into getting your Larry up and getting your undeveloped cost up. I think that is super achievable for you. I better not see you on fucking sigils. I better not be fucking seeing you on sigils. You also need to buy your upgrades for cap and rate. Oh no, you don't even have fucking Toxic Mercury unlocked. Okay, never mind. Hey, you don't even have that unlocked. Okay, Vials. Oh boy. Have you been doing your daily Vial runs, Fish? Have you been doing your daily Vial runs? Also, hello Renee, I see you lurking there. Because this, it's either bad luck or you don't do them. I run them when I can. What is a Vial run? Every day when you're at reset, do you attempt to unlock a new Vial or do you forget to do it? That's what a Vial run is. So like working on getting your Sugma Ashes, your Maple Logs, your Hampters, your Dreadlow Bars, your Mites, you know, whatever. Yeah, I do the thing on Steam where you press shift to drop them all at once. Okay, good. Keep doing that. You need to unlock these later ones. They're going to help you out. Especially Venison Malt. Venison Malt is disgustingly good for helping you catch up on your stamps. It is a requirement if you want to really juice your stamps. Also, two other things I've noticed. Do not deposit statues until you have Skinny Cow to level 13. Shut up. Shut the fuck up, Roy. I'm blacklisted. But, yeah, getting your Skinny Zero Cal up to 13 will, with the conjunction from... Shut up, Roy. I will not comment. I did not have sexual relations with that woman. Thank you. Bill Clinton reference if anybody didn't get it. But you get Skinny Zero Cal up to 13, and when conjunction of Vault, you're able to get a 100% double points for your statues. On top of that, you're missing some diet or drink. Right? Because I'm right. They stoned Jesus because he was right. Just saying. And diet or drink's just going to help you with your money problems because you are going to be hurting on money when you start working on stamps. So get these two up and running. Especially working on your catching efficiency and basically your other efficiencies. So chopping, catching, fishing, mining, so on and so forth. Yeah, you are hurting on Vials and you need to improve on them. So get as many Vials as you can. Hard focus your Vials if you have to, but get your Vials up to 13 as best you can and keep unlocking it. Sigils time. Get the fuck off sigils right now. You are not ready for sigils. Take every single one of these people that are doing sigils right now and you stick them back in your cauldron. Your stats are not maxed. You do not have all the bubbles. Get them out of sigils. And especially because you do not have the increased sigil charge rate from Willow Sippy. You are wasting usable time. So pull them out. Put them back in the cauldrons. Once you get Willow Sippy up to, say, levels 9, 10, 11, something like that. Okay, and then you have all your bubbles unlocked? Sure. Sigils are a last thing you do, and you do not have all your stuff yet from Alchemy, so do not bother. Once you have all your upgrades and all your cauldrons, and you have all the bubbles theoretically unlocked, then you can go to Sigils. But do not go right now. Do not go right now. Kilroy. Yeah, you do Kilroy. Some, definitely some. Yeah, Willow Sippy is a fucking make or break for sigils because either you're gonna be sitting on your ass for a while or it's gonna start going a hell of a lot faster. You could afford to spend some more time on Rue, boost that up to 6. Okay. You're kind of following the Method to Madness, but not really. So, the Method of Madness is a way that you organize your prints so that people print what they're best at getting. They have the highest efficiency of what they're getting. One, you don't have 90% printer efficiency, and this is also partially because of your alchemy and your probably your prayers. If I look, you probably don't have a gold up high enough. But you want to do, yeah. So basically you do your mages are going to do your chopping, DK going to do mining, catching on your Siegebreaker, DB can do fishing, don't be doing this. I know that there's like probably not much you're doing right now, but I don't think there's a reason you need to be doing this. This needs to go back to working on chopping. Your Beastmaster for sure can do these because Beastmaster is terrible at this stuff. V-Man can do the same thing. They can absolutely do mob materials, but it's advisable they do mob materials that they can achievably grab while doing their speed run. That's the kicker here. So because you're not probably getting the best of the best out of this, I would recommend swapping these materials around, functionally speaking, so that you're able to get the better print from your V-Man's drops compared to your Beastmaster's drops, wholeheartedly. Your DK needs to get back on mining, your ES needs to get back on chopping, and your other SB needs to get back on catching ASAP. Don't print mob drops like this. Print primarily with your V-Man and your BM. Refinery. Yeah, your refinery rank is very, very low. Very, very low. Very low. And it looks like you're not following the ratio. So this is how you're soft locking yourself via salts. Are you aware of the salt ratio sheet, Fish? So, yeah, because I can see this is just what's going to hurt you the most. You're not going to be able to get enough salts going. No, but I thought it was an upside pyramid. No, it is not. So, let me grab it for you. So the salt sheet is basically a chart so that you can run your salt refinery functionally infinite. Let me crack this open here. Grab this. There we go. So here is the sheet right here. So this is the sheet. These are the ratios and the levels you need to keep in order to maintain a constant flow of salt. And I don't. This hasn't really changed much, if I recall. I know the crazy one at the end sheet for the updated ones is slightly different, but yeah, functionally speaking, this is the rough ratio you need to have. So in your case, you're up to level 4 null salts, which means you need to be level 10 purples, 17 in greens, 6 in blues, 14 in orange, and 25, 26 and what have you on reds. Mechanically speaking, you should always just leave your reds and your greens at 0% because they can functionally scale infinitely and it's non-negative since they just depend off of your prints and the status of what you have in your chest. So in your case, I definitely would recommend you need to stop 10%ing. You can 10% nulls, that's sure. Everything else needs to be 0 and you need to start leveling up. This will unfuck your salts. It's just going to take a while. It's going to take a long while. And this is the downside of getting salt locked, and it's not just you. A lot of players get salt locked. Trust me, you're not the odd one out here. It's purely a detriment due to the fact that when you get salt locked, it takes a shitload more effort to unfuck it compared to running it the proper way. But a lot of players aren't aware of the proper methodology, and that's not on them. That's not their fault. Yeah, and it fucking happens. And it absolutely happens. I'm playing for 7 months. I don't know if I'm gonna track or not. You're not like fucked. Like trust me, your account's salvageable. You're not like, oh, I need to give up, fuck this or whatever. It's just gonna take a little bit of effort and a little bit of tweaking, and you can get back on track. You're not screwed. You're absolutely not screwed. So in this case, going off of this sheet, right? You're at 7 on spontaneity salts, so leave this at 10. But to correlate with the requirements of blue salts, you need to get orange up to 16 and reds up to 30. For your nulls, you need to get this. You need greens up to 17. You need to get reds up to 10, and just leave null salts alone. And you'll be able to unscrew the ratio requirements. You'll be okay. Let's look at Equinox. Okay, so you have Equinox. Make sure you're spending your Equinox for sure, because it's just a fucking long wait for this. Piece of advice for the green stack 75 different items in your storage chest. You can achieve this by farming all of the mob drops from worlds 1, 2, and 3, and then buying the remaining items from the worlds from the world 5 and world 6 shops. You can achieve 75 green stacks relatively easy. So stick your ESs onto mob drop farming and you can easily achieve this challenge. No deal whatsoever. Like it's super easy. And eventually when you unlock matching sims, this is going to be huge. That 10% damage multiplier is fantastic. And keep putting points in your liquid vestment. 100%. Especially when you get your Boobo online, you're going to be really juicing. 100%. When is the construction? Well, construction's next. You've done automation arm. Good. You've done chest base. Good. Trapper drone. You're working on it. 1 level atom collider. Your salt lock, so it's reasonable while you don't have a lot of levels and stuff, but that's okay. Keep working on your cost cruncher. Keep working on your death note, and keep working on your books. The primary focus for tower defense in terms of what towers you will be using in the future will be Poisonic Elder, Kraken Cosplayer, Party Starter, and Voidinator. Primarily, though, out of those 4, Poisonic Elder and Kraken Cosplayer are going to be your main meat and potatoes. Party Starters are buffer. Voidinator removes functional special enemy types with his attacks. Early on, a Boulder Roller is very good. But past that, yeah, you really don't want to invest a lot into these other ones. But yeah, hard focusing, getting your death note up, getting your cost cruncher down. Honestly, I suck with tower defense thing. It's really low. And it's just, that's why it relates so hard with construction, is it's going to improve as you improve your construction. It's going to improve as you improve your construction. Death note. Okay, before I comment on it, let me see. I needed to see bonuses. You do have Eclipse Skulls. Great. Here's what I want you to focus on as well. I want you to eclipse everything in worlds 1, 2, and 3. 100%. I want you to Eclipse Skull everything in world 1, 2, and 3. Hands down. Hands down. Eclipse worlds 1 to 3. Just y'all, if you call, we'll take a look here in a sec. You're missing out on so much free damage by not eclipsing. It's insane. It's absolutely insane because it's 5% per Eclipse Skull across your entire account. So if you can do worlds 1, 2, and 3, you're going to be fucking crazy. I don't know if he has the upgrade that adds the sheet. That's the thing, because I think that's a fucking sneaking thing, right? It's a Jade Emporium purchase, I think, right? Yeah, it's a Jade Emporium thing. It doesn't count yet. So, yeah, definitely eclipse your shit. Worship, you're keeping up with worship. That's okay. Totems, yeah, your total levels are super low, which is alright. You need to just really work on your towers. Okay, from a prayers point of view, everybody needs to have Skilled Dimwit on, everybody needs to have Royal Sampler on, and you need to level the shit out of Skilled Dimwit. This value does not matter. This value does not matter. It is not as bad as it seems. These are additive values, so they're not pulling from multiplicative totals. So if you have, say, 1,000 XP gain, right? This is not going to remove 30% of 1,000. It's going to remove 30%. So you're still going to have 900 to 70% XP gain. And it likewise with skilled Dimwit. The skill efficiency is too good to ignore, and the bonus in trying to push you to 90% of your prints for Royal Sampler is too big to ignore. Context, you'll need Royal Sampler below 9%, which in his case he is. He's at around 60. Yeah, exactly as the math plays out in blue. It's not that big of a negative. Trapping is just kind of all over the place. Should you max out Royal Sampler? You You put as many levels as you need in a royal sampler at the time to get yourself to 90% prints. At effectively, you will blow past that point in conjunction with stamps, alchemy, and other bonuses. So it's not really going to matter. But at the end of the day, if you're like truly pushing an in-game account, you're going to have all the fucking prayers max regardless. You just won't use royal sampler. I think you've got other things you need to work on other than looking at traps here, but they're really not that bad. As you are getting more purple salts, make sure you hard focus on getting the multi-kill rate. This is a flat multiplier. Get this up as soon as you can. Same with the points for your tower defense. Get this up. No reason to neglect it. For your construction, what are you doing right now? Okay, so this is where you're hurting yourself. This is where you're hurting yourself. You're working off of flat build rate. You're doing flat build rate. This is not how you want to do it. You want to go off of experience. So yeah, now we can see blue. You want to be going off of experience here. So prioritize experience cogs over all else. That's what you need to focus on here. Don't worry about build rate, because your build rate is going to scale a lot better off of your tunes. I'm trying to get that achievement for cheese or boss keys. Yeah, I suppose achievements are like not. I don't want to say you don't really need to do them, but you can. It's kind of a catch. But I mean, for future advice, when you really want to start juicing your construction, you want to go off experience. You don't want to go off of build rate, but experience is the way to go. Hands down. Take a look at cooking. You're working on onion. Ladies and gentlemen, we have another one little wonder. A one little legend. Okay, so you're working on onion right now. What's the time it would be on onion? What? Did I read that wrong? You don't... It says you don't have a name. Oh, I guess you just got it. Would be my working theory. You just haven't put points into it. So, first and foremost, your priorities when it comes to cooking is meal cooking speed. XP level on your tune scale way harder. Even if all your cards at 1k building speed, your tune has 25 construction as having 100 tune by the build rate with 0 rated build cogs. Yeah, exactly what Blue's saying. Your characters are going to scale way better in terms of construction than your cogs ever will. Your cogs are going to be complete dog shit. But as long as they have XP and your character is able to juice their construction, that's what matters. So in terms of cooking, you want to primarily focus on meal cooking speed. It takes 10 seconds to get another level in your egg. It takes 4 minutes for another in your corn dog. It takes 31 seconds on your cabbage. Focus on your meal cooking speed and maxing this as hard as you can. So your max level is about 40. Getting this high up as fast as you can before you focus on other things. I know the damage is tempting, but the priority should be your meal cooking speed, then going into your skill efficiency, and then everything else. Your skill efficiency is going to pay off a lot better returns, and because you've already juiced your meal cooking speed, you're going to be able to get a shitload more meals than if you weren't focusing on it. Take it out here. Focus, you're cooking. Not really typically worried about breeding. You've got some shinies, which is fine. Also, focus on unlocking other zones. You could definitely afford to be focusing on unlocking other zones. How many pets do you have? Yeah, you've got a fair share of them. So yeah, just keep pushing your zones. Don't neglect your zones. The other spices will unlock some crazy fucking meals. Okay. You need to go to your lab, like, right now and shut off Viaduct of the Gods. You are neutering yourself severely in your alchemy by having Viaduct of the Gods on right now. So, get that shut off as soon as possible. This is not as good as it seems. You are not nearly ready to have 5x higher max cap. You have liquid vestment, so you're already investing excess through your cooking roadkill, or through your cranium cooking bubo. But this is just hurting you overall. So make sure you are not using Viaduct of the Gods. Please. Please. Okay, you're up to Vials, which is good. Your skill mastery's kind of all over the place. It's okay. Construction mastery, you don't even unlock yet as a bonus, but it's kind of there. Okay, Tome. This is more curiosity sake, as for always. Yeah, not particularly worried. Top 50. Sailing. Okay, one other thing I think you need to... I don't know what a good team is for breeding that can unlock world or just a good team format. This is the Eidolon guide sheet. Wherever the hell I just sent it to the fucking point. This is the Eidolon guide sheet. This guide sheet will help run you through what's a good team. So if you have all of your... let's see. So say you have all your stuff online. I have that one. That's a good one. Yeah. Use this. If you have all 6 of your rosters, this is your full full AFK team, functionally speaking. There's a few of them. There's absolutely a few of them. But yeah, you should focus on using this. These teams are correct, and they will help push out. It's just going to take making sure that you have appropriate stats and you have high enough pet damage on these mobs to help push you into those next areas, into the new lanes. Not new. In terms of what you need to focus on in here, Fury Relic, hands down, you need to get this up to the highest level you can as soon as possible. So yeah, you have triple bonus, so you do have it. Push this up as high as you can. Getting Frost Relic up as high as you can is key. Those two are fantastic bonuses to your account. Free max levels for your books, and sufficiency for the roll 1, 2, 3 skills. Absolutely critically important. Hard focus getting these two up as high as you can. And yeah, it's gonna suck. It's absolutely gonna suck, but you need to do it. Oh, you don't even have map unlocked. Dude, okay. Okay. You gotta go back to Divinity. How do I improve sailing when I put golden hamsters on let me check something. Do you have Beanstalk? You have golden Beanstalk. Good. Gotta pay the Divinity tax. Yeah. So what you can do, if you really want my advice, is get enough candy, whack it into Beanstalk, and then everybody fucking has it. But if you can't, then yeah, stick it on people individually, making sure everybody has it to help really juice your sale. That's the best way to do it. Making a note here, you need to unlock the rest of your gods because you're missing out severely here. Per is fan-fucking-tastic, okay? Double Divinity and Double Divinity XP is great, okay? You still need to unlock Flutter, Kruk, and Badger. You just need to have all your gods unlocked. There's no reason not to. So, get back to the Divinity grind, unlock Per, unlock Flutter, unlock Kruk. Do you get the bonus from the gods if none of your gods have that god equipped? Are you talking the minor bonus or the major bonus? So if you're talking the blessing, it's functionally always. So, yeah, this is always. You're going to get this. You don't get this until you link the god. You get this always. So all these guys are giving you their minor bonuses, and this is why it's important to have them all unlocked and start leveling them, because they all grant their minor blessings. They just don't give the major bonuses unless you link with them. So that's why it's worth getting everybody unlocked, so you can get Divinity Gain, Sailing Speed, damage, Sailing Speed. So yeah, no, you don't want to neglect these. This is an area that some people are like, oh well, I'm not linked. It's stupid question of Dave is getting level 40 on Prolap or waiting till World 16 granted their gods of Valid Strat. You can. You absolutely can. In my opinion, I think it's better if you just sit there and bash the shit out of Divinity, get everybody unlocked, rather than trying to split your time. Just hard focus it, get everybody out, get all your gods out, and then double back and start working on leveling their blessings, rather than trying to split your time. It's the same thing with lab. Yeah, in theory, you could, have somebody sit in lab, then pull them out and do some stuff, and then put them back in. Just stick people at that one task, finish that task, then come out. That's my preferable way to do it, in my opinion. But to each his own when it comes to how they run their account. So, yeah. And as along with this, level your gods. Get your skill efficiency up, get your divinity gain up, get your more divinity, sailing speed, all this is going to cumulatively help you along your journey. So don't neglect it. Green bits, you got a small nugget, which is about fine. And that's not to be taken out of context, thank you very much. Cavern 9 unlocked. You're working on it, okay. Okay, for bonuses for hold, you need to focus on monument bonuses here, and measurement bonuses here. Those two are key. If you're worried about experience, you're like, well, I want to get my guys higher. This is the bonus to get. This is shit. This only gets up to 30%. Don't worry about this one. Focus on getting this up to 4 if you really want to juice your levels. In terms of Eidolon Magic, the minor link bonuses here are good. So getting a point into that since you don't have Doot. If you do have Doot, this turns into a percent stat. Should I do the Opal Reset and dump all of them into one? No, because you don't have anything you don't have everything unlocked. That's why. You do not have everything unlocked. So no. If you had everything unlocked, absolutely sure, but you don't. That's the thing. So, and Justice is gonna be fucking great when you unlock it, but yeah, don't worry about re-oboling your shit until you get everything unlocked for everybody. Then you can do an obol swap. I'm more curious than anything. I'm not really worried. Look at that! Somebody who does their quests. Look at that. Look at fucking that. You are a rarity, Jimbo. You are a fucking rarity. You still gotta do obols and shit, but slab's not a huge priority here. I'm not really worried about it. Farming, you're fucking all over the place. Why? Okay. So, piece of tip for farming. Absolute tip for farming here. You need to focus on getting more land plots. Basically working on these early bonuses. So getting more land plots in, getting +1 crops when grown, getting your growth speed up, yeah, even the farming XP, getting all this stuff up. If you're struggling to get past like a certain crop, you're not getting your good rotations, put some points into the biology boost. You want to get as much land and as much croppage as you can as soon as you can. Don't try to spread it all out. Hard focus it. Say, okay, what's the easiest out of here to level? So it's like, okay, well, I want more land. Great. So go back, start working towards watermelons. You're like, well, I could use actually some more crop gain. Great. Double back, start working on strawberries. Oh, I want growth speed. Pineapple. You know, so on and so forth. Don't spread yourself out right now. You need to pinpoint focus on this in order to get it rolling. When you spread yourself out like this, you're inefficiently farming. So for sneaking, I noticed you have this. You have 2 of the golden discs. Golden discs just need to sit in your inventory. You don't need to have them equipped, so you can get rid of this. In terms of your loadout, you should primarily be making sure everybody has Veil at minimum. Veil will help you push the further floors, and eventually, when you unlock it, you should do Veil and Beads. Veil and Beads is the way to go. And I can show you here, for example, on this. So if we pull up my sneaking. So Veil and Beads is a multiplicative combo. If you do say like this is an additive combo. So 4 plus 4 equals 8. But if I do this, it's 4 times 4 is 16. So yeah, you want to do something like this to help really push your sneaking out, okay? And yeah, when it comes to goldens, they only care about the highest level ones. So you can get rid of this spare golden charm. Keep this one because it's level 3. Delete the level 2 one. They just need to sit in your inventory, and they will apply their bonus to everybody, okay? You're working on it, but you're at about yellows. Okay, you've got other stuff to focus on than that. Beanstalking, you're close on some, but not as important, relatively speaking. How's your cards look? Huh? Okay. No, I usually complain about cards, but I'm really not complaining about this one. And then the cracks start to show, kind of. Okay, yeah, I'm really not particularly worried about your cards. This is a conversation for later. You have so much other shit you need to work on, functionally speaking. Yeah, so if I have to, like, chew it down, I've got a couple of items here I want to go over with you. So, one, I want to get you to get void tools at minimum on everybody, or better if they can. 2, get your statues onyxed. Hands down. You're missing out on a lot of free bonuses for this. Get them onyxed. You will do so much better. Not as a high priority, but something worth mentioning for the bonuses given through your Deathbringer and through your Blood Berserker, doing your Zhows, Chows, Super Chows, and Wows. Hands down. You don't want to neglect them, but it's up to you how you want to focus on that. From a stamps point of view, I would like you to push your stamps total out to about 7 to 8k. I think that's super doable for where you're at. Getting the multi-tool stamp is key. Push this shit out. This is going to juice the fuck out of your prints, and it's going to be nice. In terms of alchemy, going over to bubbles, push out your stats to at least 70% minimum. Primarily focusing early on getting Larry and undeveloped cost up, hands down. You're missing out on a lot of free games there. In terms of vials, push a lot of your vials out to 13. If you're hurting on money, focus on diet or drink. Before you start doing onyxing, depositing, shit like that, get skinny 0 cal to 13. Stick like 2 ESs in those motherfuckers over at Snakes and farm the mats out. Super, super easy. In terms of getting you upward damage, let's see, I was death noting. So for damage, start focusing on your eclipsing, doing worlds 1, 2, and 3. If you rather focus on other stuff, the primary focus is world 1 and 2. These are super easy to tag out. If you need a time candium, time candium. Refocusing your cooking in world 4 is also important. And last but not least, divinity. Do focus on. I don't know. I think you might need to multi-reset for pushing everything else. Maybe. Maybe. But yeah, I mean, that's just the biggest standoffs here. Like, you're missing out on free damage. Your stamps are incredibly subpar. Your salt locked, so it's preventing you from really pushing your gear out. And your alchemy is atrocious. But, I mean, do you have any other kind of questions? Anything else you'd like me to take a look at? Like, I think you're not, like, totally fucked. Like, this is not a, like, oh, your account's bad. By all means, no. It's just, this is the World 6 push, and it's something I say to a lot of folks that as you're pushing these worlds, I think it's very wise to look back and say, okay, what do I need to focus on? Like, do I need to reinvest more in my stamps? Do I need to reinvest more in my alchemy? Like, what have you? Because cumulatively, it all helps at the end of the day. But you don't really want to rely on fallbacks. Like, yes, no bubble left behind is very good, but it's not going to carry you to the end game. If you want to get with the big boys and play in the sandbox and get slapped around by those 1%ers, you got a lot of work to get on that leaderboard, my man. A lot of work. What about equipment like potion setup, stuff like that? Well, for a start, I'm surprised you're still using food. Yeah, like food's odd. You don't have enough items to beanstalk, so I wouldn't say that's a huge priority. In terms of what to use, if you're like super mana hungry, yeah, you can keep some mana potions on some people, but functionally speaking, where you're at, they should be fairly self-sufficient. If you want to go with more of a better for your characters route, because they need a good amount of defense. No, and that's fair, but like, what's their survivability? And that's the kicker for alchemy and stamps, is they're gonna boost your survivability to the point where you don't need food. Like, yeah, you can keep the golden food. I would keep the speed potions. That's fine. And then getting XP potions on everybody is great. You know, boost that XP gain all the fucking way, for sure. But I mean, if you're still relying on food, this should have been your first alert that says, okay, I think I need to take a step back here. Because I have characters in World 6 that I have, like, they're basically buck-ass naked, don't have main weapons, but because I have such good alchemy, FMJ is your friend. And you have a fair level of an FMJ, but if you were still using food pushing into World 6, this should have been a warning to you. That you need to take a pause and reinvest yourself. See what's what. For sure. Absolutely for sure. But yeah, I think your food, stack gold foods, that's fine. Eventually, when you have enough to beanstalk them and replace it with something else, either an XP potion or what have you. Yeah, like, you don't need to be using mistberries right now because you're not catching anything. And even then, you shouldn't be using these outside of prints, because these help with your prints at best. Yeah, like, you've got some stuff here, but yeah, I think you need to really boost your FMJ, boost your defense. That will help your survivability. Does food still give AFK gain bonus? If your survivability is 100%, no. You don't get anything from it. Your food's not being used in your inventory. That's why you don't get a bonus there for not having food used food in the inventory. Does that make sense? What about golden bonus after beanstalking it? When you beanstalk it, it applies to the entire account. Yeah, you can still have more. It's basically just going to act as 300 on top of 10,000 and so on and so forth, but just with its minor values stacked. You know what I mean? It's just you're adding more to it, because functionally speaking, you need to imagine it as I have a stack of 10,000 XYZ. No, it's totally worth it if you've got nothing else to fucking stack in there. But if you really want to be efficient about it, you stack to 100, you stack to 10,000, then you save up and you deposit another 100,000, you get the mega bonus, and then you can keep going for all you want. But just keep in mind, the higher the amount of golden food, the less overall value you're getting per each one. So its cost reduce, or each one reduces the amount each gives exponentially. So if 300 is giving you 5.8%, you're thinking, okay, well, if I add 600, it's going to give me 10 point whatever, or 11 point whatever. It's not going to be like that because the math scales down. So you're going to get diminishing returns the more you have, is a better way of putting it. Yeah, I don't think you're like truly fucked. I think you just kind of redirect your focus is all. Hey George, we're giving an account review. How you doing? But any other questions you got for me, Fish? And of course, as always, Fish, or as folks know, but Fish, if you ever got questions or whatever, and we're not streaming or what have you, join our Discord. We got a whole bunch of folks in there that play this shit all the fucking time. I'm in there. I'm happy to answer questions. Stall, thank you very much. Yeah, not a problem. Well, chat, say goodbye to YouTube, and YouTube, say goodbye to YouTube, because this will be a YouTube video. As per always, you can check us out over at Twitch or on YouTube on Tuesdays and Thursdays, where we stream Eidolon. We give account reviews to anybody who asks. In this case, it's a Friday. Yeah, I was sick yesterday. Yeah, this is not a date. If you can't make a stream, but you'd still like your account reviewed, check out our Discord in the description below, where we have a channel set up for account reviews, where you can drop your Eidolon toolbox or efficiency link, and we are happy to provide you with a review then and there. As always, we will see you folks in the next video. Adios all, and catch you in the next one.